All right, let's see if it's testing. All right, hello, hello, hello. This is testing, testing, testing. All right, let's see if you can hear me. All right, can you hear me? Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. This is Devin-Foxy remastered again. Can you hear me? Oh yes. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another brand new stream. And yes, by any chance now that hold on a sec. Is that right now, basically. So, welcome back to another brand new stream. Which, by the way, I'm just about to kind of just get to the point and just start just start talking and stuff and just kind of explain what I got to say exactly for what top fans means exactly, which I'm just kind of a little bit finally a bit back to do a little bit of a YouTube stream for a little bit for just like a one-on-one talk exactly with like myself and everybody too exactly. So like I said, I know it's gonna probably be or not be that much, but let's just say that I probably am gonna start thinking about what I gotta think here exactly is that what does top fans mean? All right. So again, it's been a little while since I haven't been on the YouTube stream anyway, since I'll give you guys a little bit of the short detail and a little bit of the interesting short tale that yes, it has been and quietly frankly been a while. So as in for late and as I can say right here and now that I'll actually will be explaining about what top fans means. So as in for what top fans means. So here's what I'll say. So I know this is going to be a little bit of something that I never even heard or not even know what it was or what it means, but I'm just going to make it a little bit an easier approach just to say this right now that by any chance now is that here's what it means. So top fans means is that, you know, as fans, like my real Devin-Foxy fans, like my true amazing fans that I would like to say and like to call it, is that it says what top fans means is be the first in the leaderboard by showing the support from my amazing channel. Is like support my channel. And also, try sending a live chat or super chat, which also refers to kind of like money or kind of like refers to something a bit more interestingly on another similar approach, which, by the way, I probably don't know, as I can say, and pretty much. So, again, this is what this is going to be mean about, and this is just what it's going to be. So, as informate as I can tell, and to exactly say this, is that here's what it says on the question mark. So, I know some people might be a little bit new to the new features or something that's like on the YouTube stream only. It just like gets a little change around exactly from there and there, which, like I said, it's just a little bit new to me that I never know about it, but I think I probably might be understanding a little bit from like yet beyond a few different similar ways as I can say it, which I never even seen this kind of thing before, which will probably be my first time to kind of know it, which it'll probably be my first time to just say that I have to say that it's going to be a bit interesting. And I hope to say that too, which, I just want to come on in here and just do a regular stream, which it doesn't have to do with two streams anyway. It's still being going to be saved later, when I actually explained on the post that I actually explained it for when it's ready. So, by right now, I just hopefully that, like I said, that hopefully the stream doesn't take, not like a negative impact exactly for like if the stream has like a malfunction or something, or it has to do with the signal strength around, then hopefully it just stays good, which I hope I actually will keep that as an eye out exactly to keep it aware of it. So here's what this says by what top fans is, and also XP. So it says, what's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community, which also is my community, or pretty much likely every community. I'm just trying to say that it's like a different explanation, but with likely to send like donations or send whatever it'll do, which, like I said, I'm kind of a little bit new to the fact with it a little, which, sometimes I just never know that. I just don't really know, but sometimes I might figure out a little bit, which I actually will get like to some looking around to and looking on a few explanations to know how all that works with the donations, like sending like money or send like super chats or send like whatever, basically yet beyond with most of any of that, which by any chance it probably is a little bit of an interesting feature that I never know, but sometimes I have to say that's pretty wild, which is like the first time I never knew that, but to my extent and to my only way I can say it is just interesting. So let's continue what this also says on the reading. It says the top 3 get special badges in the live chat. It resets. It says it resets every stream, so you can always try again. All right, that's interesting. Cool, interesting. A little bit like that, but okay. A little bit interesting that there and there. A little bit interesting. Now it says, how do you get on the leaderboard? So this says what it says on the leaderboard. It says like you'll need to collect experience points or XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages, and then it says send super chats and super stickers. Interesting. So that's what it says on that's what it says on the exclamation point. So like I said, that's actually pretty interesting for once a little. It's actually interesting to me exactly that I think it's kind of interesting, which, I just want to say this, that it's pretty interesting that I never get to see anything like this, a little bit from like, since it's like been a long, long, long time before I even made a very interesting YouTube stream at first, which is pretty cool and all, which I think I still, again, respect that and appreciate it, to say it, that it's pretty cool. It's like very cool for once. Like it's pretty dang cool. Like, to my way I can say it, it's just that it's pretty cool for once. Like, to kind of learn a bit of like experience while going along the way, which, it's pretty cool. I'll admit that it's pretty damn awesome, which that's what I'll admit anyway, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I gotta say that at least the top fans right there on the thing exactly with like the new feature on top fans is only supposed to be about like send like send super chats or like send like any kind of like donation or whatever it would do exactly. I think it's about donations, which, like I said, by the way, it's pretty interesting for once to go a bit like the slow way and just enter most of the progress, by to most of like the chats exactly, basically of super chat, and then of course with likely donation money or like donations, like that. I think that's what that's been about, I think, which, I might be looking on another YouTube video whenever I get to like understand what most of that means, which I might probably get to learn that kind of experience way when it's like live stream or whatever. But, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's natural, and I think it's just an interesting feature, to say at least, which, I probably will be like all in fair odds, exactly, to be fair enough to say. It's just that I never get to notice that, man. Like, I really kind of never get to notice that for the first time ever since, like, it's pretty cool whenever you get to know that. It's actually pretty cool. And then, oh, by the way, just to let you guys also know, by the way, that there is a share button that I can pretty much do, is do the percent. So, by any chance that there will probably be some, talking by me still, that I'll actually will also explain about the share button. It's like StreamYard, but it's only YouTube stream. Now, for how that also works is, by any chance, that whenever you hit like the share button, it actually presents you to like go somewhere. I think it presents you to go to a game or whatever. It'll just like take you to whatever it will go exactly. Like, for example, if I ever go like to Catwin exactly, like this is just a pretty much an explanatory, exactly, just for a little bit of an explanatory, or just pretty much lightly to kind of go on and say is like, how about if I just go on share and then just go on with likely the pretty much likely on the share button and click it, and then just like takes you anywhere on somewhere, I think, just to like take you anywhere. But this is just a little bit of like me talking about like something like a feature that I never expected, just on a YouTube stream. Like I'm always very, 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 very much likely interested to know what it will be like, exactly how cool it looks like and how awesome it looks like. Like, for straight for real, it actually looks good. I'll admit that it actually will look good. And then as in for the share button also acquires to mean that whenever it says the word share button, it means that whenever you get to share the video with, like you could like literally share the video with like anybody, I guess. But like I think that's probably going to be considered what means as a thing, which I think it'll still consider to be as one. Which to be fair enough, and just to be all fair and odds, which I think that's been like the same like usual, like just to keep things the natural way as I can say it, and pretty much so much more. So that's just how the whole thing actually works. And I'm barely surprised I can tell you guys a bit of the top fans thing about that feature thing. It's just like about saying like donations, I guess. It's about like saying donations. Like, imagine if you do this, by the way. Imagine if you do this. That, imagine if you send me like money, like donation money. Like, that's like kind of like that exactly. But remember, I'm just going to be a little bit new to something I don't know about, which will get my brain to kind of know what I'm actually going to be acknowledging a little bit of that extent, which I could probably know what will it be exactly, which that's a pretty interesting step ever since. That's actually a pretty interesting step that I could actually be like feeling a bit something to feel a little bit good for a little bit about that one, which, I just like to go things a little bit wisely, just to get things wisely, as I can say. And then, as in for such, that all I gotta say, man, is that I hope things is just gonna be pretty cool, just to like kind of experience what the top fans mean about like whenever you get to a rank. Like you get to a rank all the way to first. Like there's always a first, a second, and a third, but no other places than fourth all the way near bottom. Which, by the way, that's going to be a long dictionary by going all the way down the bottom. Like, that's pretty much, like, way, way, way down the bottom. So, anyway, I just want to come on in here and just want to make a stream for a little bit. And then, yes, clearly I'll still make the stream happen on the 12th or pretty much near the 13th exactly whenever it's ready, because I'm just actually going to get that started. And just so you guys do or don't know, that it will probably remain to still be my choice as long as I get a good mood. Exactly. Pardon me. I just had a lozenge, so pardon me. Which I meant to say is that as long as I actually will do the stream, that will probably either likely to be the 12th or the 13th, whenever I will have it ready, it means I'll have it ready. And as in for such, that yes, I'll have it ready and set on the go and have that ready on the stream whenever I get the chance, which I will probably get the chance anyway, and just have that all set it up and get that completely ready, which that's good. So that's just all I might have to say right now. And as in for such, let me just tell you guys this, by the way, is that let's just say I probably will kind of go on and just say that, well, hope you guys actually did enjoy that last video, which the last video, by the way, I actually did pretty impressive. Exactly. Like, it's like Go Pico, but now it's just like more likely my version of saying the word my own name anyway. I didn't say word Pico. I just only said my own name, which that's pretty much either for one. And by the way, by any chance, that all I will say right now is that, I did pretty much say I made it clear on the post exactly that I probably did say, by the way, is that the stream, by the way, is going to be somewhere happening anyway. But just remember, when the stream is on time, then it's on time. But if I feel like when I say I'm going to have it early, then it means I might have it early set to go and have it ready and whenever I get it started. But when it's late, like if it's late, it means I might actually be a bit lazy or might be a bit likely not getting on the stream right now. It means I might have some time anyway while I actually like think of something clever and think of something interesting, just to think things just clever exactly. So that's just what I kind of want to say. And for much likely is that, that's just all I have to say right now. And that's just all I probably would want to kind of like think about right now. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And just wanted to let you guys also know, by the way, is that, well, currently right now, if I ever do kind of like get like interesting super chats, well, by the way, by any chance, I could probably get like, however, it'll probably be like nearly like a lot of subscribers. Exactly. I mean, that'd be like a lots. Like, very much like way up. Because I mean, for me, I probably would rather stick where I'm sticking at right now, is that I don't want to like make things go too going up, because I don't want to be delaying the season again. That refers to my own Five Nights at Freddy's season plush that I'm referring to. So I just don't want to kind of have it delayed or anything again, because David Parks might probably be pissed at me again, which I don't want to have him to get me pissed or anything, which I don't want him to do that, which, we'll have the season way longer than it will be ever to be expected. So, like I said, I just want everybody else to kind of know that I want my subscribers to stay on, either it stays up or stays down, which, I just wanted to stay at the middle, like go up and up. That's actually a good thing. But when it was just like going down, 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 it isn't a good thing. So if I were just kind of myself right now, I probably would rather stay in the middle right here, exactly while the number continues to go straight up, not down. Because, I'm just trying to be aware of looking on my subscribers as I can, so that way it'll just stay where it's at. So, and yes, by the way, I actually am thinking of a very brilliant, interesting plan that I'm making along the way in the near future, that I'll still continue on with, like the season, that I'll actually have it continued. That's only about Five Nights at Freddy's. The Five Nights at Freddy's, the horror game. That I'm only going to be doing the base of the season, that I'm going to be considering to do the base of it. Like, just for example, I'm going for the order all the way to the very finish. Like, there probably won't be any plush seasons if I ever do continue making a spinoff or something, which that's going to probably be worth something. But the spinoffs are going to be a little bit random, which I clearly say that it will be random if it ever was random to begin with. So that's just something I probably wouldn't be expecting, just to do a spinoff, which I don't know why, but that's pretty much the example. And just as in for another fact, by the way, that if you guys also did continue to enjoy my amazing good videos, then I hope you guys continue to keep on enjoying the video. And by the way, I actually did make a good, interesting meme, by the way. That the meme, by the way, I'd probably rather take the second option, because, life is just amazing. That's how I would feel inside myself. It's just enjoy life. That's like what I always do. But the first one is a no-no for me. It's just, it's just BS, all other stuff, which I won't briefly say anything to any of that, which, if I refer to something, that's not what I'm going to say. So, for now, I just want to have fun and just have the good joyness of my life, exactly, to continue going on and on, just to make awesome videos. Like, for example, by any chance, I'll say this, that, well, yeah, I probably will continue on to make interesting, fun stuff that I'll still continue doing. But just as in for now, I'll say this, by any chance that I'll say, is I hope you guys actually do enjoy my videos, and I hope you guys continue supporting this channel. And without my fans, what would I be if I wasn't there? Like, that's a very interesting question. So, as in for such, I probably am kind of waiting for a person who can do my OC, by the way. That might probably be like a new person that's like somebody who does an OC version for like my dark self, which I probably definitely want that to happen already. Just for imagine if it will be like a very interesting character that will stay the same purpose, that, be like me, but more dark and scary, which it's supposed to kind of be like a scary version of myself. So that way my dark self could have like a transformation progress, which it'll probably be translated to another character, exactly, which, my dark self is really kind of wanting to have another OC version of himself, which actually includes my dark self exactly. So if anybody ever is like a person who does OCs, exactly, I mean, I'm talking about like the good people who does OCs for general reasons. And also for me, I can't make OCs because I kind of suck at doing OCs. Like, basically like drawing, I barely suck at that. Because I mean, whenever I try to get the sculpture right and get like the whole body correct and right, it's just that sometimes it just really screws my entire thing to screw on with, which it just is really not good. Like whenever I use this mouse, I barely keep trying exactly whenever I like try my best, and then all of a sudden it just like really doesn't do anything good. So if I was myself, by the way, and if I was myself previously right now, I probably would need another person to help me exactly, which, by the way, I've already been waiting for like, I don't know how Zane isn't responding, which, I don't blame him. I don't blame him, man. I don't blame him differently. I don't blame him, but it just really makes me feel a little bit helpless exactly, or just a little bit hopeless exactly, which does kind of stink, by the way, which actually does stink, which I mean, if I was a fair man, if I was a very interesting fair man, I probably would have like, just to see a good friend and a good old friend of mine and just like help a guy out exactly and just like help at least a good reason, which, I'm just trying to say that I probably would rather save a behind is a behind, which, even if I don't like my dark self too often, then yeah, it's probably something for the only reason I don't like my dark self, which refers to Dark Devin, which, like I said, I've always, like I said before, have fought him different times, which, even if I win, I still probably beat him, but if not, I've always figured a different way to escape, which, like always, every time, like, there's always, like, a story that sometimes that comes to a good, interesting stories all the time, which, that's just probably what I would say. Like, the transformation that Dark Devin only wants exactly is that if he ever does get the right soul exactly to transfer himself there exactly, which I know Chucky's really good doing that, which, like I said again, it's on my Dark channel, by the way. That's like Dark Devin's channel. That's pretty much the point. But if I ever do see a good OC, a very good OC to check, then that's when I might approve it. But if there isn't the approval, it means I'll thumb it down and won't approve it. Because I mean, at this point, I probably do consider wanting to have it a safe situation, just a safe thing for the OC to be there. Which, that's just what I want to do exactly to get the OC in there, which I know I'm kind of wasting a bit of time with me explaining what I'm talking about, but this is just a factor I just want people to kind of understand is that if I do want a person who's very talented to do OCs for me, then that's when I might get to like hire the person just to help me exactly to do the OC thing. Like, I'm supposed to kind of have like a few tasks, by the way. I'm supposed to kind of like have different similar tasks that I'm supposed to kind of considering to do. Like, if it's the best OC I ever will get, then that's the best. But again, if not, that's when I might have to find another person or maybe consider wait until something comes up to me and says like, I wonder who makes a very interesting OC these days and kind of might as well help me or something. So anyway, that's just what I want to talk about exactly for a second, exactly for what I'm talking about. Which I received nothing exactly, which I have not received anything. Which I know he has to deal like with his uncle and stuff. That's pretty much my other friend that's dealing with like his uncle thing. That's Zane exactly. Which I think he's just like dealing with other things recently, which I probably not even respond to one thing exactly. Which I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to say that it needs to be a fair conversation. It needs to be a fair reason, by the way, that I'm supposed to kind of like wait because I mean it's been like 2005 it's been like 2025 basically whenever I didn't get like hold on, I might probably look on the I might take a look on the post on my community post just for a second, which I might have to take a look on the post. So let me go ahead and take a look on the post that I recently just already had up there. So let me go ahead and take a look for a second, y'all. Let me just go ahead and take a look. So the post I actually did say to kind of let Zane know exactly is that, let me see where it was. All right, let's just take a look. And in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and look at the create post exactly, just to take a look at it. And let's see if I'll actually go find anything, which I probably will have to find it. So let's just take a little look here. It'll take some time exactly for like most of it to be all looked around. So let's just take a little look here. So let's see. All right, let's just scroll on down and scroll on down. So let's just take a look. All right, let's see. All right. Okay, let's take a look. Scrolling down, scrolling down. All right. All right. Hold on. I think I almost got it for a little bit. Let me just keep scrolling down more posts. Let's keep scrolling it down. Scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it. So, by any chance, I probably won't be repeating the same thing again, which I probably am going to say this question that, I didn't kind of get any response or any comments or anything exactly, which I actually will be taking a look on right now. So, here's what I'm going to look on right now. So, this, by the way, I'm going to take an instantly a good look here on the post that I've actually recently already made, which, by the way, I actually did kind of want the person to basically likely, like, just to kind of take a look, basically. So, I only did made a number 2 exactly, which I've already went down to number 2. So, it says, like, make an OC of my Dark Self version that is Dark Devin, and make sure to make Dark Devin look evil and scary at the time, because I need him to be in a new body soon, and the name will stay the same though, but it will only just be Dark Devin wearing a suit, the same suit he will always will wear, and make him have red and scary eyes. And there is going to be 2 versions of Dark Devin to have, is both. Is the light version, and but still gets to be dark and has a has a flashlight when he is scary, and when the dark version make his eyes glow. Very well done. So it would work for him, and just only my horror channel OC. So that's just kind of what I want to be like, picturing a few things exactly that I want to just like be picturing a little bit. Like, even though it's been like a little while since I haven't got anything from my friend exactly that I actually should probably get a respond anyway, but I know he's just like doing the things that he's dealing with, but it's just probably the fact that I just kind of actually decided was keep waiting and waiting, but unfortunately no response anyway, which it just kind of makes me feel a bit, feel a little bit run down exactly. It just makes me feel a bit down, and it feels a bit sad exactly, which it's just how my expression would be if I probably would have gotten something. But yeah, at least I appreciate like one person who actually did like the post exactly that I recently made. I think was like a little bit like I think it was way back 9 months ago, ever since I made the post exactly from like nine minutes ago exactly for how I made it. Or should I say 9 months ago, pardon my language, 9 months ago. So that's pretty much what I would say. And as in for pretty much likely exactly, is that let's just say that I probably would say on a few occasions of the numbers exactly that, well, just want to be looking on the numbers, which I probably will take number 2 exactly. Like, I probably would say I'll go for number 2 and then 4, but let's see what 4 actually would say. So basically, it's about my gaming channel that I'm only supposed to be doing. Is that, it's only about the gaming channel. So let's just say I definitely kind of actually would definitely want to talk about what I'm going to say, by the way, on that post exactly. Is that on the gaming channel, I definitely want something interesting, like a gamer version of myself, like a gamer OC version of me. like, I'm talking about like a very interesting look of me exactly, which it's supposed to look interesting, it's supposed to look cool, it's supposed to look badass, it's supposed to look amazing, and that's just what it has to be looked like exactly of that OC. But here's my point, and here's like my way of talking about that. So I'll say this, that what I'm going to say here, what I'm going to just say what I have to say on the post, it says, the last one I've already made was down here, exactly, that was number 4. So it says, make an OC version of a gaming OC version of me, which I can refer as to myself, as to what I'm talking about, that would look cool and awesome. And the hair and the shirt will stay the same, which means I'm talking about like the same, but if it doesn't, that's fine. And so is the eye patch and the hook too. But make the OC have gaming OC style that would be badass. The name that I will get to name up is Devin-Foxy Gaming Remastered, which, by the way, exactly, it'll stay the same as to like the regular on my gaming channel. It's just to stay as the regular name, which I might have to like square a few different names exactly just to square them a little bit, which it probably won't be around my first channel. It'll probably be on my other separate channel, my gaming, where I usually just do like, oh, interesting would you rather stuff, and just do like regular reaction videos like always, and like everything else exactly, that remains to stay the same, and for pretty much more good conclusions or whatever. So pretty much, and then yes, from different timelines as well, that I also do characters exactly that actually is more welcomed to actually be on there, which I actually do pretty well, interesting over there exactly, just to make good stuff on it and for much more. So yeah, that's probably what I'll be naming it. If I ever do get like a gaming OC version, which I should probably would have got it, by the way, but I've gotten like no response out of it, but whatever. And let's see what else is next. Anyway, just like continue on the post exactly, to look on the post anyway. So the next one is, and that's what I will get to name it for that OC. And this is only going to be only for my channel and my gaming channel, and then for my backup too, for like my OC, which also does kind of refer to mean that I probably will actually scratch off the first or backup, because I'm only just going to be insisting to use only for the gaming channel, which even if I probably would have auto-corrected the post exactly like the 9 months ago thing, exactly like for that exactly, but I guess it was just a little bit somewhere too late for me to like refix that, or if I could have definitely refixed it, it probably would have like made a few different sense to square them off. But I probably will say that there were like a few things I could have probably would have fixed it, but unfortunately not. That's fine, either which way it is, it's fine. But to the point of the story is, I just want Zane to kind of understand what I was talking about, even if it's just been somewhat been a long time, which it's just that it kind of sucks that I just don't have like a person who can do like OC versions for me exactly, which it does kind of suck, by the way, that I actually would want some like assistance, would have needed some interesting help, but unfortunately it just kind of feels a bit down for me, that I just don't know why. I'm just not like getting response or anything. I'm like, what the hell? Like, seriously, it's been like 9 months ago. Like, I think that's when the post was that, I guess, but even if it even makes sense anyway, that's fine. But all I'm saying is that, man, where the heck has it ever been? Which I supposed to probably would have gotten something, but unfortunately not. So anyways, let's just get to the good part of the top fans, by the way, of what I'm meaning to say of top fans. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of like go on and break down a few things. I just want to like get off my mind and just get off my chest to kind of like explain that I might have to just go on what I have to say. And yes, I probably will say I'm going to have to scratch that on my first and backup, which I'm not going to use the gaming OC style version of it, which the only style of the version I probably would be needing exactly is just, well, just pretty much likely to just be on the just the gaming channel of it, just only for the gaming channel of it. But, that's just kind of what I want to be saying right now. So, anyway, now let's just get back to the top fans thing. So, the top fans, by any chance that, yes, people, by the way, my real fans can send me like some donations, can send me like super chats, super stickers, or whatever exactly, or like to give like XPs exactly. That could probably help exactly, because at this point it probably does look cool. I'll be honest and be frankly honest with some people. Exactly, I'll be honest with everybody exactly here. Is that by any chance, it does look pretty cool whenever you think of it. Like, it's pretty cool to get XPs for a little bit of an interesting point view. It's just that it's been interesting. That I never get to be knowing the fact that I never get to even know what it was, but now I guess I might have to look it up on YouTube and just look at what that actually means and know what it really even means about like doing all that. But unfortunately, we'll see. I mean, we'll just see wherever that goes. We'll just see. So this is all I want to get on my mind right now. That's just all I want to talk about and explain. It won't last time exactly just to explain something before, like, I kind of wrap this up exactly, is that if anybody, like, specifically out there knows how to make OCs, by the way, well, I need, like, someone's help or, like, anybody's help, exactly, whoever knows how to make an OC, exactly, like, who knows to probably like do the art of making the OCs that well. I actually just need somebody, or like literally anybody from like the outside or inside of my channel exactly, to kind of like tell me exactly, to know how to like, just basically get somebody to kind of like help a brother out exactly, just to like kind of help me exactly, to like, just like get somebody to make the OC for me exactly, just only for my dark self, and then of course my gaming style OC version of me, which, the name stays the same, that I'll actually still call it exactly, that's called Devin-Foxy Gaming Remastered. And then I'll still kind of consider this still the title name with my own gaming title name. I'll still like change some things. Like, it'll stay the same as natural, but I might have to think of something very interesting, which I probably will do and think of it, as long as it's not like a long, long name, which I just have to kind of like square out a few different parts that I might have to square out, which, there's like a few things I probably would need like some assistance if anybody's actually never been or have been a fan of my channel, which I definitely would need some interesting people or group that I probably am talking about, that I definitely would need some assistance or some help. Like, it'll actually help me a lot out. Exactly, it'll like help me out. Like, remember, if the style of the OC is crappy, then remember, I actually just only wanted it on the channel's profile pic. That's it. Just profile pic, nothing else, but just the pic exactly of it, like the profile that I'm actually talking about, which I will probably like refer to, like change a few things on that exactly, and just like change it or something, to look something good exactly, that looks cool. So that's just what I actually want to be explaining about for that topic, and just kind of explain it. So, and if anybody ever it has been like, making OCs for a long time, like ever since like the 2000 teens or something, I'm not sure, or whatever, for a long time, then yes, I probably would need some assistance, like some interesting people who knows how to make OC styles look good, exactly, that looks sick, amazing, like everything else, and all etc. Like literally everything. Like, who knows how to make very good, interesting OCs. Like, if I probably would need somebody on the front lines, or need somebody on all different cylinders who probably would help me, that's pretty fine, interesting anyway. That would be good. That would be amazing. And it would probably will help a lot. Very truly and respectfully, a lot. Like, I would be so happy and truly be so thankful and gratitude and blessed at the same time, to feel happy. Like, I would be very proud to say that it'll actually make me even a very happy YouTuber that will still continue on the day to like make a lot of stuff, make more videos along the way, and the thrill that it'll probably make me feel even happier for the thrill of it. So yeah, that's just what I want to probably explain about, and it'll probably will save my behind a lot. It'll like help me out. So if I probably need some people on the good fun of you, that will probably will change things for the better. That probably will change things for even the greatest or better at all times, which that actually would be amazing. But, that's just what my message would be for some OC artists that probably would need my help, that I probably would like want their help to help me out exactly with the OC that I'm supposed to kind of like, approve exactly, basically, since I probably will be appreciated, thankfully, which yeah, that's just what I kind of would want to have people to understand what I'm talking about. Is it's just only like two of my channels I probably would be considered fixing. With the profile only, just on the profile, which I might actually just change the pretty much my dark self version of me. That is Dark Devin. That will probably look even scarier and way more scary. Very scary. Which with the flashlight, by the way, that I still did have attended, that I still actually remind myself to have him like, oh, he'll always have the flashlight at any time, that he'll always have it exactly, which it'll look good, it'll look pretty nice, along with a suit, and even scary, which it'll pretty look good. That's all I will say. It will look good, it will look interesting. So yeah, that's what I would want to say. And then as for the gaming, I can also say for the same purpose exactly, that something look good. It's supposed to look like gaming style, like very Cetra gaming style. That I kind of would be appreciated too. Like, very appreciated gaming style. Like, that's just why I want to think of something bigger, very bigger, very interesting, look good, and the brand, that's just how I would probably like keep the brand and just keep the name exactly however exactly. But I probably would need some assistance with like whoever's been like making OCs for like many years exactly, for how long exactly, like still going or still not. That's probably when I might need some assistance. Like I probably did wait for Zane for however of a long time, but still got no response of anything, which yeah, I probably would need like some good talented people who probably understands where I'm coming from exactly, to know what I'm talking about, which that probably would help things even easier. So to make my life even feel even easier and safe, which it'll actually make me feel happier. It will actually give me a lot of perspective and very appreciative perspective. That's just what I want to talk about. So anyways, without that being said, I'll say this again. If you guys are new to this channel and also become a true Devin-Foxy fan, a real fan who has guts, true potential, and like always, real. Always real. No fake allowed. No fake, no liars, no manipulations whatsoever. By the negatives, by whatsoever, the negatives are out of here, flying out the window. But anyways, like I said, all I have to do right now is just say that if you guys are actually a bit new about like with top fans, by the way, then yes, I hope to say that I'll actually will take a look on a YouTube video whenever I actually end the stream and take a look to know, for example, of what top fans even means. Which I'm new to this a little bit, since it's been a while since I haven't done a YouTube stream for a long ass time. I think like I said, whenever I made like the very only YouTube stream, I guess, was that, hold on for a second. Like, let me just take one look exactly to know what I'll be taking a look for. So let's just take a look ever since I have like basically made a YouTube stream for a while. So let me look at it. Let's see how many I made a YouTube stream for a long time. Okay, so the YouTube stream I've actually made was back whenever I made the stream. I think it was like way back around at oh yeah, I made it back when it was like August 30th, like literally 2023, and pretty much likely on my quick chat exactly on part 6 exactly. I think it's been like October 28th and October 30th, like 2023. That was like 2 years ago. Like for me, I mean, it's been 2 years ago. I probably understand that's been 2 years ago, since I've not clearly made a YouTube stream for so long. I've never made it. But now here I am, folks, that I'm actually now making it already, recently or likely to be 2025 this year. Which, even if I'm making sense or not, that's just why I'm trying to make some sense anyway to get to the summing part exactly for what I'm intending to say. But yes, it's been 2 long-year decade. Exactly, it's been like 2 years of long decades ever since I've not made a YouTube stream for that long. Like, usually I've been pretty much focused on with StreamYard recently, just to continue making good content there exactly while still doing my videos here exactly, which, it's been a while since I actually have never got to the fact exactly, or however the fact it's been that long, like super long. But, just to be honest with you guys, I actually am happy now to actually make this stream for everybody. Even if this means, by the way, I'm trying to like get to the point exactly to know what I'm talking about, then yes, that's just what I would actually be talking about. So, all I'll say right now, everybody, is I hope you guys enjoy this stream. And thank you guys for very much likely for enjoying this, by the way. So remember, like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be again absolutely notified. And as in for a clear way I can say this, by the way, is if anybody has actually been knowing what the nightlight I've already had, it was a Mario nightlight. I'm talking about like this, by the way. This, by the way, is a nightlight that I've always pretty much been using while making YouTube videos, which I don't care about like saying whoever's like saying the color, by the way, which about saying is like, oh, why are you blue? Why are you red? Why are you yellow? Well, it doesn't matter what color it is. It's just how the color is when I turn it on with a remote or just with the button itself on the nightlight. So, like I said, I don't blame the person about it exactly. I don't blame the person about it, which I did explain the conversation, by the way, which I did explain the conversation from there, which I did, by the way, and just said was that the nightlight is just a nightlight. It's just a nightlight. It doesn't have to do with like everything around my face or around like whatever. It's like nighttime, which usually sometimes I make videos around night a little bit, not almost, but sometimes. Just a little bit if I feel like making something. But right now, basically, right now is I hope you guys actually do enjoy this video. And yes, by the way, I definitely did got it when I was at the mall. Like, I think it was like a couple of years ago. I think it was like way back years ago after when I decided to get that night light. And as in for an interesting and important question is that, have you got a Sonic nightlight? The answer to my question is that no, I have not got a Sonic nightlight. If I would have gotten another nightlight, that would have made things a lot more interesting with the light. Which, it has to only be one plug only to my laptop anyway to just like have it fully turned on. Because, I'm supposed to kind of like have it on or off or whatever. It depends on however it's good. But, sometimes I just like want to feel like when I got to feel like it. But, that's just what I'm wanting to refer to. So there you go. There you go. So anyways, by any chance right now is I hope you guys actually do again enjoy this video. So remember, like always, is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be again absolutely notified. And just as in for like another importance of an update that I actually will give you guys a little bit of the pleasure of the update that's coming around is that the stream I'll be making is coming soon. That yes, it will be directly 12 or 13 earlier or maybe late. That I might have to extend the number. Even if it means I might have to extend the numbers of how I feel, just to know how feel I do, exactly to know if I feel good or in a good mood to make a stream. That's 100% positive, like very 100% positive, no negatives, because negatives, by the way, are going to be deleted off the chat. Because if I see a negative that's appearing to the chat, then remember, I refuse to probably either ignore it or delete it off. So that's just like my two options to make, and that's like my only way I'll say it. But remember, that's my only option if I only will be allowed to. So, anyways, and also, by the way, how is life doing? Well, my life's doing good. All I have to say, life's doing good so far, which, by the way, my life is very good so far. Like, to enjoy life and stuff that, I just enjoy the outside and just enjoy what I got to do like every regular human being does. Like, I'm just like a normal human being, and so is everybody exactly. For whoever goes outside, which for me, by the way, I just really enjoy life and I just have fun and just, do what I gotta do and have fun. That's all that's ever is right now. And to the very only interesting question, by the way, exactly, is that, like I say, by any ways, right now, as I actually am saying this question, is that whenever I'm going to get ready with the season, the only question about the season, how might we release the season, I guess, it only depends if I ever get every gaming video finished, but it depends on how I'll extend the finish whenever it's done. Because, I actually am kind of saving up something else that'd be a fourth one, which I know I kept my promise for three, but I decided to exchange the fourth one to a number four, which I clearly am going to kind of actually know what I'm going to be referring to even if it's a Steam game or a non-Steam game that could probably finish it one last time, and then finally just to get to on the season. And also, the real question is, by the way, is that how am I going to make the episodes? Well, it depends on everybody else who actually cares about my channel, or for in fact actually wants to help me make the episode, and I'll actually will give some people some shout outs exactly that'll be shown to be appeared on the video only. It won't be appearing to the playlist, it only will be appearing to the video, which even if I will or won't get good about how I make the text exactly of the text, by the way, that will probably be added or something, but you know what I'm actually talking about. But again, it's only ever comes up to me or comes up to anybody, whoever like tells me exactly to like what episode I'm supposed to kind of make. But remember, the episodes are barely based off only about Five Nights at Freddy's. My own version of Five Nights at Freddy's. For however I'm supposed to stick with the original time. I'm supposed to stick with. I don't want like the timeline to get screwed or anything, or say it's like, oh, we're gonna make the timeline so confusing and random. Well, I don't kind of want that. The only thing I ever do kind of want right now is just kind of focus to where its story is focused and dedicated to focus on the original story of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is the only about the plush version I'm only going to be doing. And now, the voice acting I'm going to do, that yes, I'm going to continue on with the voice acting that will actually begin from like the first all the way to the last. So that's pretty much my topic. And no, there probably won't be any more exactly of the Five Nights at Freddy's other stuff exactly until Help Wanted is the last thing left in the only series left. And no, there won't be any continuations, and there probably won't be anything else related to any of the other games. That won't be anywhere else related or continuations. It's just going to probably have its last final cut before it's the end of the cut. Because, the old saying is that whenever it's cut, it means it's going to be finished, completely done, or even which way it is at anywhere else it's going to be, at top, bottom, or center. That's when it'll make the final cut. Because whenever it's the final cut, then it means it'll be finished, it'll be done, and it'll be like finished anyways and have the season done. Because the point is, by the way, that I want to be making it for the Five Nights at Freddy's fans of the community to actually enjoy the season I will be making and continue all the stuff making. And then as for the real interesting question yet beyond it is that how am I going to like consider like switching from camera to camera? Well, it's simple and easy. All I might have to do is just get to another scene and just get the characters to start saying their script, or no script at all, because I'm kind of okay with no scripts anyway, which I'm kind of okay with that part. But yeah, that's just kind of how I'm okay with that part. So yeah. And if anybody ever does kind of like tell me about like, oh, if anybody is like, want to tell me about like episode ideas for how am I going to do the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff of the episodes I'll be making, then let me know. Let me know down below exactly so I can write all that down and just have good ideas and very interesting, clever ideas to make. Even if it is perfect or not perfect of the characters, then again, it's not my fault, just because I probably would want to like to get like the size doesn't mean that I have to get criticized the size, which, again, it's either probably whatever it is, but I'm probably am just going to say is that, yeah, I wish the same thing was the same thing, but sometimes we just can't always get whatever we're going to get exactly to be unexpected. But sometimes I just have to go on the flow and just say is that even if I don't like it, that's just exactly what I'm talking about. So enough about that now, but yes, remember, it's very important for me to do, which I actually will be doing a comeback and a return once more, that I actually will do a return and a comeback exactly to have the season revived only about Five Nights at Freddy's. It doesn't have to do with Sonic or Angry Birds or Mario or Plants vs. Zombies or spelled short for P vs. Z. It doesn't have to do with the four of that. It doesn't have to deal with four. The only thing that will be added is a 5 that refers to a Five Nights at Freddy's. Only the word 5. Even though I might have to say it makes sense anyway, it makes valid sense. But yes, it does make a lot of sense when you know it and just actually understand what I'm talking about. And also, will it kind of be like a movie? Sure. I guess you could probably say it like that or spell it like that, which it could probably simply sound like that. But all I'm saying is that I need to make the things good. The scenes I might have to do, where I might have to go from like anywhere, or probably have to start filming whatever I have to like do all that stuff and just like kind of get to the point exactly how I will do all that and like make like a recording that will only be related to the 3DS that I might have to be doing, like do a 3DS video exactly that'll actually be like captured, by the way, for like the night guards to probably be like in a position by actually just like getting to like survive a security shift at night or just survive at anything. Like, yes, the characters, the animatronics or night guards get to have free camera time whenever it's actually switched to another camera, which I actually been likely massively, and I mean massively, thinked it the whole time. Very much likely think of it. Whenever it's like confused with the subtitle with the fake, it means I'm trying to refer to is I think, by the way, how I plan the idea to make the season continue to have it revived one last time, only about Five Nights at Freddy's, but it doesn't have to do with referring to the 4 other characters of the timeline existence, which remember, season 1 stays season 1, nothing else stays for whatever it's going to be, it just stays where it's been, so that's just all I have to say right now. So, the question is, by the way, I hope you guys do kind of understand what I'm talking about, and I hope you guys do frankly understand for what I'm going to consider saying. But, I'm actually just like thinking of many ideas as I can and just add them in the box and then just add them on the notes for however I'm supposed to kind of get this all situated and all finished and wrapped up exactly to make the episodes happen. But just so you know, by any chance again, if I do ever get some good comments, by the way, by telling me saying it's like, oh, I have an idea, I have a request episode idea, then that's when I want to hear it down below in the comments. That way, it'll support my channel very amazingly, 100% support. Very actively support. So that's probably what I want to do and carry on forward and just like get to the 4 times with only about like Five Nights at Freddy's. Only based on Five Nights at Freddy's. Only just Five Nights at Freddy's, and that's it. And then, however, by the way, there's always going to be an end at pretty much at the end line exactly. There's like no return back at all, which the only thing I'll ever do, make the end of the line thing, whatever I say, it's the end of the line of the end of the season, then yes, that's when I'll actually get decided to do that for only Help Wanted. That's the only way that the season will be finished. Like, I have to do this all the way at the timeline, all the way at the timeline. Like, I'm supposed to kind of be doing all of that. That actually will make sense. So, that's all I will say right now, and that's all I can say basically and freely just to say that. So I hope you guys do kind of understand what I'm talking about, which even though this is a stream that I actually want to kind of like make feeling a bit of updates for exactly to make things just like, to get them on track and get them to happen and get things all happen exactly, all most likely anything that could be possibly good ideas for good examples that I just want to be making, before I can get the season released. Which, I actually am saving up like a few good things for gaming and have it finished too. Which the gaming isn't going to end. All I'm saying is I'm putting it in a hold box. Which means I have to put it in a hold direction. Which means I might have to like let the gaming rest for a bit while I have to like get the season out at any time exactly. And pretty much more. So that's all I will have to say basically by any chance. So if you guys enjoy this video of the stream, then remember to do so is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. And I hope you guys do enjoy the good outside of life, which I will do anyways, which, sometimes whenever I go outside, here's the question: if I go outside freely, is that the question is, have I been outside whenever I've been outside? The answer is that, yeah, I've actually have, and I've actually do feel free to, like, oh, if I ever, like, walk anywhere, or just, like, kind of, like, walk peacefully and just enjoy the outside life, which, I'm not talking about the opposite. I'm not talking about opposite because, I mean, it sounds stupid about that one. But what I'm saying is, I actually just love to smell the fresh air and enjoy the greatness of, like, life or anything. I just like to love the smell and just enjoy the smell of, like, whatever I like to enjoy about it. It just makes me feel a bit happy, makes me feel freely and pretty much more, which, yeah, by the way, I can still do some apps on my phone that I can still play exactly while walking around. Exactly, if I ever do, like, see anything nice or cool, that's whenever I say is like, that's nice, that's cool, that's very nice. And then that's just how I enjoy my day, and then that's just how I continue on to walk on, exactly, just like, just walk and go on, exactly, just like walk and go on, exactly. I mean, that's how life actually works sometimes for me, exactly. But you know what I mean, everybody sometimes gets different ways of different times with it, but that's fine either way to say it less. But like, oh, I've always been a good man, very great man, because I've been a very interesting great man. And just as in for the fact too, by the way, is if anybody's been like a true fan of my channel for a long time, then yes, again, go ahead and continue on subscribing. That will actually help me a lot. And then just as in for a fact too, by the way, is I hope you guys enjoy life, which I probably am enjoying that too, exactly. Which, if I ever do see something nice or likely for me to hang out somewhere, that's fine. I just like to do it privately, just to, like, go out and enjoy my day, just like do whatever. So yeah, that's all I will say. But pretty much. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video. And like always, just remember is the 4 things before we get off exactly and just end the stream here and there is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. That way, again, you guys absolutely will not miss a single video that comes on this channel. And oh, about the tsunami thing, I've also explained the last video too. Let's just say that, yeah, the short story is that the tsunami thing actually started all. It was in Russia, exactly, that the earthquake started there, exactly, with the tsunami of water that actually was, like, going to flood some things that might flood around different areas with signals, exactly, or maybe sirens. Like, I can't believe I was surprised too about the whole thing of the news, exactly, that I just looked on and say, was like, shit, is it really for real? Like, is it really actually for real about, like, the earthquake? I'm like, holy shit, is that for real? So yeah, whenever I saw something that happened, I'm like, guess it might be well telling me about the truth. About whatever is like the truth exactly. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy, man. Like, that's really crazy. Like, I was actually really surprised when I saw that happen with, like, oh, about, like, the earthquake that was, like, going on at it. I guess, like, the earthquake or something that's, like, to make it, like, erupt or something or rumble or anything. I'm like, shoot, that's, like, crazy. Like, that's been, like, the longest earthquake I've never get to hear or even see for my life. Which, I mean, there's been, like, tons of earthquakes around in different kind of states or anything. There's, like, been, like, tons and tons and a lot. And then maybe some tsunami of water, which I think that's, like, the first time I'd never seen anything of water. Well, pretty much except Texas, that maybe got the flood on the other side of the south, I guess. Which, by the way, I actually will say this. I would feel bad about, like, what's been going on out there in Texas, which, yeah, I hope to say that I hope some people out there do survive the water, the flood or anything, or pretty much likely try their best and try to get out of the water as they can, or probably try at least to get some help, or maybe some, like, some coast guards, or maybe, like, get something out there to, like, go onto the shore and just, like, go out and save some people exactly as they can without, like, most of their house properties or, like, get damaged or anything in the process of that tsunami of that water. Like, I kind of will feel bad for that too, exactly, which I kind of will respect once and will respect that anyway. But just to be fair, on most certain parts, I probably would fail on that question and kind of feel bad for it, but whatever. So that's just all I want to talk about, and that's just all I want to say, and just get straight to the point of my opinion that I want to say how bad I would feel exactly about, like, oh, the tsunami thing that's just been, like, something's better than ever going on exactly. But here's what I'm saying about whatever like the tsunami was like. Oh, I think I actually did ever heard something that, oh, Hawaii might be at the same place. How Russia's been going on that too, exactly that tsunami thing. Which, trust me, I mean, for real, the tsunami could be a little bit crazy and a little bit tick or a little bit how the tsunami is. But when there's like a big massive wave of huge water coming out there and starts splashing, that's like for crazy. That's like literally crazy town. Like for never known, however that was. I'm like, shit, is that actually really gonna happen? Like seriously, that's like crazy. Like that's literally crazy about that. And then just as in for like, however, I did saw what was going on exactly about like the sirens going off or like all that going off about the water, exactly about how big the water is, which that's crazy, man. Like I'm wants to say surprised that there probably will be some times that will be some fortunate or unfortunate things that could happen with the tsunami that could actually be lightly not do anything or lightly not look good anyways. But let's just say this, that I'll say this unfortunately, that, well, let's just go on with the yellow. So as in from the yellow, I did kind of heard about something that, oh, like in the west coast exactly, that if like the water gets anywhere near like the huge ton wave exactly that might splash, which I hope it didn't, which by the way, right now exactly I kind of heard about was on the yellow, which I don't know. There could probably be some unexpected fortunates that could happen with a wave of that tsunami water, which that could probably would have been somewhere. But let's just say this, that at least the tsunami of the water really isn't going on anywhere. That probably won't splash anywhere in different sides of like any similar sides that could end up at anywhere. Like, let's just say north, west, east, south. That's just pretty much what I could say, that it probably won't go anywhere. But like I said, the wave, by the way, is still going to hopefully not do anything, which it's still good that I can appreciate, which that's what I can say. And yes, again, my eyes are going to be peeled, exactly that. My eyes are going to be very peeled just to see if there's going to not be any wave of that tsunami of that water showing up. Which, I'm just talking about like keeping your eyes watched exactly at all times, which I mean, everybody actually does do that nowadays, which it's still true that I can say that it's still true. So if I were myself, by the way, I probably would have like taken a look at it. But so far, when it's at yellow, it's still a little bit somewhere good, but at least to keep it very much like we're aware. So let's just go into purple. So recently I heard about something out of purple as a threat. So here's what I'll say when it's out of purple. Like, let's just say Japan, that, yeah, I kind of heard about that too. It's like in purple. So let's just say in purple. So purple is like not going to be all tied in or anything. It's not going to like evacuate anyway with the purple. I mean, the only thing that's ever evacuated is either red. Basically, that's only just red. But yellow is only at the minimum, maybe. It's only at the minimum, just like at minimum or something like that. So let's just say in the purple era, exactly in the purple spot, it's just that at least a good thing that nothing ever probably will be anywhere else to hit anywhere in purple, because purple is just like a little bit of something that might be a little bit unfortunate or will probably be aware of, but it probably will stay on its levels at its level area of the water level at. But, like I said, man, hopefully some things, like I said, that hopefully the wave doesn't hit anywhere else, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, nobody does not want to suffer a big tsunami like that, which, I mean, the tsunami is pretty crazy, which I could probably say that's nuts. But, it's pretty crazy and stuff. It's pretty crazy. So, hope you guys actually do enjoy again of this video, which I'm probably was going to explain this anyway on a stream version of this too, exactly, which if anybody does or doesn't get to the point of what I'm talking about, that tsunami, then yeah, I did explain it in the last video or two. That I did explain about what was going on about that water thing. That was pretty wild, and I just kind of feel like I was wanting to talk about that too. So, that's just how I kind of want to feel like talking about that one. So, there you go. And then the real interesting question is that am I going to do the Friday Night Funkin' Game Over dialogues on the boyfriend and then Pico? The answer to that question is yes. I probably am working on a few dialogues as I'm making them. that yes, simply I will definitely be making the dialogues as I will be making as we speak. That yes, I will actually will consider to do that part to make whenever it's going to be a while or will be a long time to make it. Which it takes time and patience. That yes, it carries on the same thing as my own lyrics. That if boyfriend loses or if Pico loses, it only depends and it only means that it might actually be a game over, which there will be a few numbers on dialogues that will show on up anyway, which I kind of will be specifically fair that yes, I'll actually will at least add some add some voices that probably what kind of refers to my voice, which that's all I will say by the way. That I mean it's like Tank Man and all, but this time it's just like opponent characters that gets to say anything of like Taro's boyfriend or something, but or maybe Pico or two. That could probably make sense too, since that'll probably have to work which way it is. But to be fair enough of that. So anyway, and then yes, it'll probably be worked on as I will say it, that it'll probably be worked on, and then as in for like many occasions that most of them will get worked on as it will probably can, which it'll definitely be worked on for these days, which will probably be worked as possible as it can. So yeah, whenever you see that being ready of the dialogues, then no worries, the dialogues will get definitely set to go and be set to be ready. So yeah. And also, the question is, by the way, how long have I missed doing the YouTube stream? Well, almost since 2 years ago, I think, since I probably definitely wanted to give it a little bit more of a 2 years ago thing. Or maybe just say, like, it was like last year or something. I decided maybe was like thinking about doing it again. But unfortunately, I had like some different delays I had to do and just get some point of some reaction videos done or get some gaming over with. Which, I kind of did carried on, focused on that, by the way, then doing YouTube streams, which originally, I probably would do a YouTube stream still by now, which I'm still doing. But trust me, there will be another YouTube stream coming around whenever it's ready, and pretty much more. And then, as in for the StreamYard stream, will also be worked on too, which now will also be effectively working. Like, it'll probably be a very interesting way to say it. So, anyway, that's just what I want to say right now. So if you guys again do enjoy this video, then please remember to like and comment and subscribe so they'll be notified. And again, if you're a new person to this channel, I recommend you consider subscribing. By the way, if you're a new person to this channel, by the way, who is a real true fan of my channel and a very interesting fan that speaks the truth and always the truth. Very good truth, that I always like to hear. Not the lies, not only at me, but only the truth. That's the good truth of the sign. Good truth. Very good truth. But anyway, without that being said, I'm going to get going. I'm about to just sign out now, and I will get going anyways. So, like I said, I just want to kind of feel free to make this stream anyway, and just kind of feel free making it anyway, and kind of explain about what top fans means to kind of know what it actually means. But for now, thank you guys again for watching, and if you're a new person to this channel, then again, go ahead and subscribe, and yeah. So, without that being said, I'll see you guys again, if fair enough, in the next time, and then in the next video. So anyways, thank you guys again for watching, and then as in for right now, I hope you guys definitely do enjoy this. So thank you again for watching. Peace out, signing out, and I will see you guys again soon enough for the next video. So anyways, take care everyone, have a great day, have an amazing life, an amazing day, and also remember, stay positive, stay awesome, and enjoy life as everybody does, which for me, I also will do too, and do my part. So anyways, thank you guys again for enjoying this, and without further ado, and also, by the way, what will probably be another tip, by the way, about how I'll be doing like the evolution of the season, of my FNAF season. Yes, I actually am like evolving the season more different that I'm making, which will stay the same genre like always. Yes, it'll stay the same genre and stay like everything else that stays the same, which it'll probably be more different, effectively differently, and has a different turn. And then the voices stay the same, which I'm probably am working on with some characters I've never got to do exactly about some voices. Originally, I've never did exactly, which I probably will try at least to do some voicing of the voice acting beyond by other characters as timelines of the FNAF timeline of different pizzerias or whatever. But, that's just how I want to be doing the thrill of it and just doing the thrill and enjoying it. So, there you go. Anyways, I'll see you guys again next time. and see you guys soon enough for the next video. And again, thank you very much for being patient to enjoy the stream. Thank you guys so much again for being patient. It actually really means a lot. Very patiently. And so far as I am checking out that the stream is not an error. I checked and it didn't say the error, which I'm very glad and very grateful. Very glad and grateful at the same time that I feel appreciated for the first time ever. Since I'm ever appreciated to this anyway to make as long as I can. And remember, when I say I make videos, remember, I put the effort and most likely the efforts I ever make them. So again, if I ever get judged, remember, it cannot be too negatively as much because remember, I make the videos as I make them. Because, I make the effort, I put good most of effort in most of anything else I make for as long that actually suits me and very much likely appreciates to what I appreciate of how I make that. So, anyways, without further ado, like always, and oh, by the way, if you guys have checked the post, by the way, on how I actually explained on the post, by the way, of the version I made the post, here's this, by the way, I actually did, by the way. So, by any chance right now, I will say this, that yes, by the way, I definitely did, by the way, was making a screenshot. I actually did make a screenshot, by the way, of the age that I definitely actually, by the way, for once that I actually did made was a post about explaining about was like the age, for how many people actually enjoy my content and make a lot of enjoyment that watches my videos. Remember, I actually screenshotted it and I made the proof and I just put it in the screenshot anyway and just say that I've made the videos for as long as I've been making them. And no, they were not children, which I just again explained, which it still sounds stupid, which trust me, I probably wouldn't want to say anything either, but again, I'm still right, I'm still correct, and I've still made the screenshot as I made that screenshot just to make the analyzing more understanding that my audiences are adults, very much likely teens and adults. So, as I said already, basically yet beyond only between the teens, only by 13 and 17, the only percent that was ever be is like 21.6%. That's the fans who are teenagers or even adults who watches my content. For pretty much likely for adults, exactly that's like all the way near 24 and then all the way there is 65. Again, it even got way more bigger exactly except pretty much the 30, that's except the 3.8 and then 3.9 exactly, but the only ones that did a little effectively better was only like 18.8 and then 28.5 and then now 14.2 and then now 9.3%. Like those percents actually give me good reasons why they're actually still enjoying my videos and still actually enjoying them these days now. But I'm just telling the truth like always because I still tell the truth like always the truth. So like I said, this isn't going to be a debate or anything, which it just is never going to be that question, and it certainly as hell won't be a debate of that anyway, which it just is not true. Again, it's just pointless. It really is pointless, which, again, it's always been that pointless, but for me, I just made it a correction and just made a point to say that I captured the analyzing of the screenshot, and it's just true, 100% positive. So, that's just pretty much for anybody to understand what I'm talking about, that it has nothing to do with any of that crap, which, again, I've probably already explained it, which, by the way, I'm just going to get to the good point. So, anyways, like I said, everybody, go ahead and subscribe if you're a new person to this channel. I consider, and I mean consider a lot to definitely subscribe. Appreciatively to subscribe, by the way. So thank you. I'm going to get going. And by the chance right now, I'm going to take a bath, a nice relaxing bath that I'm going to probably take anyways tonight. So that's just how I'm going to take a bath tonight, and then maybe just go on down and have some food and just enjoy my life and just enjoy the rest of my night or the evening as I could probably enjoy the rest of my day. So, anyways, without further ado, guys, I'm going to get going, and I'm about to sign off here. So thank you. Without that being said again, is that I will say this, that I am Devin-Foxy remastered again. And I'll be sure to see you guys soon enough and very enough to see you guys in the next video. So thank you guys for watching. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing day. Have a very great, amazing, positively of a good day. I'll see you next time. I'm going to get off for real. I'm going to have to just leave right now. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for enjoying the YouTube stream as I make it and finally even got it. Which also, by the way, it still works on the microphone, which I'm finally happy it still works. So thank God. But anyways, like always, see you guys fairly enough for the next video. And like always, again, next time. So thank you for watching. See you guys next time for the next video. And like always, that I am Devin-Foxy remastered again. We'll see you guys for the next video. Peace out, sign out, and see you next time. And we'll see you guys fairly enough for the next video and stream coming along soon for the next stream. So thank you and see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. It's time to end the stream, and I'll see you again for the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. See you next time. Take care, everyone, and have a great day. Devin-Foxy Remastered again is signing out. Your boy is signing out. So thank you, goodbye, have a good night, and see you next time. Peace on out. Later, everyone. See you next time.